Hey guys, sorry I missed you. Let's go through everything so you don't miss a thing. First reminder is your book club book should be finished before coming to class next class. So that's a big little reminder. Remember, you want to make sure that's finished from cover to cover so that we can actually go ahead and write our book club questions, right? And remember too, you got an ebook that's on Mac and Via, so please make sure that you're ready with that. Now, for today, let's take a look at what we got. Remember, workshop task list number 3? We know about that. Remember, that's due before you come to class on either Thursday or Friday. So it's due before then. It's worth 22.5% of your quarter 2 grade, and the quarter 2 ends next Friday. So we've already done all these steps, which means that we are here today. We're going to edit and reflect on our reading and writing and make sure this puppy is ready to get turned in. So let's do this now. First thing, of course, go to your task list number 3, go to day 5, and open up there. And I'm even, I'll even pause and wait for you. So go ahead and do that now. Perfect. Next step, okay? Now, the 4 paragraphs you've already written, right? Your intro paragraph, your first support paragraph, your second support paragraph, and your conclusion. That's all 4. Go ahead and copy paste those. Those should be up in your draft. Let's go ahead and put them down here in the final. So you can see on my GIF, I went ahead and copied it from the drafting space and I just pasted it in the final. So all I do is I just go up to my draft. I follow the link. I've got my draft right here. I'll just go ahead and highlight it all, copy it, paste, and I'm done. Your turn. I'm going to pause the video so you can do that now. Excellent. Okay, next step. Let's go. Edit carefully with that editing check sheet. And remember, I'm going to go ahead and put that editing check sheet, it's going to be right here in the description of the video. So go ahead and click on that. You can make a copy and go through it carefully. Make sure that you go ahead and use interrupter commas when you're framing evidence, especially when you're explaining something about your source. Using intro element commas, especially with transitions. Using capitalization, especially within titles of articles. And you're using quotation marks. This is incredibly important around anything you copy pasted from the article. So here's a little heads up. If you borrowed anything from an article, like copy pasted from an article, that's okay as long as you put one quotation in the front of what you copy pasted and another quotation in the back of what you copy pasted. Those quotation marks tell your reader, hey, this work isn't mine. I borrowed it from somebody else. And that's okay. You just, have to put them there. Otherwise, it's plagiarism and an F, and it's bad, and we don't want to get there. So anything you copy paste from an article, put in quotation marks, you'll be okay. Other than that, your normal capitalization, punctuation for everything else, especially at the end of sentences and commas, spelling, you gotta edit away. Now, I'm actually gonna go, I'm gonna pause so you can make a copy of clicking the link at the bottom of this video and actually going ahead and editing your work right now. Go and pause. Excellent. Let's move on to that next step, right? Next step is just to make sure you finish your Newsellas. So if you go to LCPS Go, type in Newsella and go there. One way that you can check and see how many Newsellas you've done is when you get there, if you go ahead, my GIF will come back here, you'll see it here. When you go to Newsella, if you go ahead and you'll click on something in the middle of your screen that says My Binder, right there, see that guy? That's what you want to click on, and you can click on My Progress, and you'll see all the articles you've read. Remember, if you haven't read enough, you can always search or read whatever you want and just go ahead and record any score, like I did right there in the GIF. Record any score there that you got for all 4 articles. And remember, your score on these articles doesn't impact your grade. It just tells me a little bit about your nonfiction reading comprehension. So make sure you have all 4 read and go ahead and record your score for all 4. So like normal, let's go ahead and do that. In a minute, you're going to pause, go to LCPS Go, Newsella. In the middle, click on the binder, and then click on your progress, and you'll see all the ones that you've taken since December 8th. Anything you've taken since December 8th, you can add right here on your Google Doc. And if you don't have 4 taken, you can always do more. Record them all, make sure you've got them all in your Google Doc, and I'll pause so you can do that now. Excellent. So the very final step is to go ahead and complete your reflection. This is what a thoughtful, thorough reflection looks like. It's not just 1 or 2 skimpy sentences. It's 2 to 4 for each of these. 2 to 4 sentences for each box. Now, a little heads up. Something you need to know. That third box asks about a counterclaim. Remember, it's actually, I'll show you. It's this one right here. Heads up. We didn't do a counterclaim. So for that third box, This one right here, only for this third box right here, you don't have to answer it. If you want to type in nothing at all, if you want to type in NA, if you want to type in we didn't do one, that's fine. However, remember, you do need to go ahead and answer the first box, the second box, the fourth box, and the fifth box. So go ahead right now. I'm going to give you a moment, thoughtfully and thoroughly, 2 to 4 sentences at least in there to go ahead and answer box number 1, 2, 4, and 5. I'll go ahead and pause. You pause too, so you can do that reflection. Perfect. There you go. Now, one final thing that might help, it's optional, but I think it could help you out. This is the spot check, okay? So this spot check helps you to make sure, have you done everything? So I'm going to go ahead and the link's going to be at the bottom of the screen. So go ahead and click on the second link. It'll be for the spot check. When you open it up, you're going to end up seeing something that looks like this, and you can go through and check off, have I done each step? And then each step even tells you what you need to do. I'll even show you. This helps you make sure, did I draft an intro with all 3 of these things? Do I have at least 2 claim paragraphs drafted with everything here? A claim, evidence, I've got a link to evidence to the articles, with a means relates matters. Did I go ahead and do I have a conclusion with all 3 parts? My transition, a link to more transitions, a summary of my reasons. I even give you a plug-in sentence that you can use to borrow for yours, and a call to action, what you want them to do about it at the end. And then check, did you transfer your work from everything in Graphic Organizer, so now it's in paragraphs, 4 separate paragraphs? Have you revised to make sure that all your evidence is framed? We had this lesson, here's a link to the lesson, and it also gives you a little rundown here. Did you edit with your editing check sheet? Here's another way to access that editing check sheet if you need it. And last but not least, have you done all 4 of your Newsela's? And if you have, and if you've recorded them, well, you just do that reflection, you're done. Pretty sweet. All this is to say is here's your spot check, right? So as a little reminder, you've got a book club book that's due next class, so you do need to be reading for that. But you can make a copy of the spot check, make sure you have your 4 paragraphs done. Go ahead and paste them into your final, edit with your editing check sheet. Of course, go ahead and finish all 4 of your Newsela's and record them there in the correct spot on your Google Doc. Finish your reflection, turn it in! So you go ahead and get that rocket ship blasting off and finish your book club book so you're ready. So, that's about it. If you have any questions, of course, feel free to email me. Otherwise, go ahead and get to working. Good luck. You got this.